Okay, you notice the name, the title to this video. I gave it that name for a good reason, okay? Since the female gender over there at the Holiday Inn Express decided that they could twist the truth, not listen to what was being said because they were angry, and they acted out of their anger, rather than talk to somebody and see what they were thinking, or rather than watch more of my videos to see what the message really was. Because they wasn't interested in the message because, well, I guess it's because they enjoy the power, right? So I decided that I would be sarcastic. The difference between them and I is the name of this video I'm not serious about. I'm not serious about it. Okay? But at the same time, they was serious about what they said about me, which was very untrue. Very untrue. Okay? They attacked me, but in the way cowards do. You know how cowards do it? They do it behind your back. You know how true cowards are? They do shit behind your back. That's the difference between them and I. I'm not a coward. I'm here in their face. And I'm not hiding behind an office door. I'm not hiding behind my cowardice while I make little lies to attack somebody. But, you know, I want to know how they would feel if I was to make a name of a video, as I've given the name of this video, saying that they condone this type of behavior.
We begin with the woman who got into a fight with her boyfriend, then allegedly took it out on his 4-year-old daughter. And tonight that little girl is dead.
Andrew Horansky spent the day talking to the family's neighbors in Santa Fe who are trying to make sense of it all.
That little girl lived in this upstairs apartment with her sister, her dad, and her dad's girlfriend for most of her life. It's a life that ended early this morning following a fight. At the Santa Fe Courtyard Apartments, it seems everyone knows everyone, which explains why neighbors were first to know what was happening this morning.
We all stay pretty close to each other.
Jody Harrington was outside around 3 a.m. when his neighbor, Kevin Moore, came downstairs from this apartment. For years, Moore had been sharing it with his girlfriend, 36-year-old Laura Lee Kolb, and his 2 young daughters from a previous relationship. The couple had been fighting, and Moore came out to cool off.
If they were having an argument, he was just trying to separate himself.
But police say while he was outside, Kolb was inside, apparently taking out her anger on Moore's 4-year-old daughter, Taylor. They say Kolb admitted to shoving the girl to the floor and then throwing her on a bed.
She kept hollering at Kevin, and Kevin's like, I'll be up there a minute, I'll be up there a minute. And, you know, finally they went upstairs, and it was like an hour later, all the sirens came up.
When Moore came back outside, he was seen holding Taylor. A neighbor tried to revive her, but it was too late.
We're still coping with it today, and it's tough.
Kolb has been charged with first-degree felony injury to a child, and more charges are pending. Her bond has been set at $250,000 as her neighbors struggle to understand why this happened. And you can see some of the items that people are leaving here tonight. The girl's father was here earlier in the day to take a few possessions of his own and left. Meantime, many people here are telling us this came as a complete surprise, that they had never even seen the couple fight. In Santa Fe, I'm Andrew Horansky, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, that's a very sad case indeed, what happened there. And the reason that happened is because that female was out of control. She acted out on her anger and emotions, and she looked at the 4-year-old girl as not hers. Belonging to him, not hers. And she took her anger out on the 4-year-old girl, killing the girl. But I gave the name of this video for a good reason, because what I'm doing here is I'm showing the Holiday Inn staff how they act, what they done. They took my real message and they flipped it, turned it upside down on his head, and then tried to make it look like that's what I'm saying, and did their best to do so. And then used their lies, and their twisting the truth, to do harm onto me and my child. That's why in my last video I showed you what I showed you as well. And the reason I'm doing this one is because I want them to feel what it feels like for me to say that Jody and Angela and the Holiday Inn staff, Holiday Inn Express in Sheldon, Iowa, that's right, they condone and they agree with the behavior of this female. Yep, that's what they do. They agree with that. And if this female had killed the little girl when the boyfriend wasn't home and taken the little girl's body up the road and dropped it in a ditch, they would have agreed with that too. Yeah. Angela and Jody would say that that's appropriate behavior. That's awesome. And they would have said that the little girl deserved it. Yeah, that's what Angela and Jody would say. That little girl deserved it. Okay? That's what they say. They condone it. Oh, you mean you don't? What do you mean you don't? Yes, you do. You know why? Because I said so. That's why you condone it. Now I'll be real. No, you don't condone it. No, you never said that. And no, you wouldn't say that. You have children of your own. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm showing everybody what you've done to me. You hid behind your office door on Monday. That's right, like the coward you was. You took my message without looking into what I was really saying, without coming to me and asking me what I meant, if you wasn't willing to watch one of my videos. You didn't watch my whole videos, because if you had watched my whole videos, you would have never said what you said to begin with. So that alone tells me you never watched anything I was doing. You watched one or two videos. You didn't even get through the whole video. You heard a few words. And you was horrified without listening. And if you had taken the time to actually listen, you would have realized my message was the exact opposite. The exact opposite of what you said. So I figured I'd give you a taste of your own medicine. See, unlike Jody and Angela at the Holiday Inn Express in Sheldon, Iowa, that's right, the general manager, Jody, the assistant manager, head of housekeeping, Angela, that's right. Unlike you two cowards who hid behind a door and wouldn't even confront me, ask me anything, wouldn't talk to me like a civil human being, who had to call PLC and have one of the owners, the male owners, come down, a guy, to do your dirty work for you based on your lies because you took my message and turned it upside down, because you never listened to the whole thing. So I figured I'd give you a taste of what you dish. This is the behavior you dish. So it would be fair to say then that Jody and Angela, they condone what this female did to that little girl. And that they would be prouder of that woman if she had taken the little girl up the street and dropped her in a ditch. It would be fair to say that that's what they condone. That they agree with what this female did in the report. Now I know you're going to say, no, that's not fair to say. Well, it's just as fair as what you done to me. It's every bit as fair as what you done to me. Because you did the exact same thing to me. You took the real message and the truth and turned it around and made it sound like something it never was. Because you didn't have the gonads to listen to the whole videos when I didn't tell you where they were at and you found them. And you sure didn't have any freaking respect and come and ask me what I'm saying or what I mean in my videos. No, you got to hide behind your door, don't you? You got to shut your doors up and hide. And make sure you do it behind my back. And then you got to take my message and flip it upside down on his head. And say the opposite of what I'm doing. The exact opposite of what I'm doing. And say that's what I'm promoting. And use that to lie and slander me. And take my job out from under me. And you had to be a further coward by having an owner come down to do your dirty work for you too, didn't you? So now I'm giving you a taste of your own medicine. Now I'm dead serious now. I'm not saying that Jody and Angela actually condone what this female did to that little girl. By no means am I saying that. By no means would I go out of my way to try to get them in trouble saying they did condone it, neither. But they would. they would go out of their way to get somebody in trouble or to take their income out of their pocket and say something that that person never said because they acted like that female. That female killed a little 4-year-old because she couldn't control her own emotions and anger. They acted the same way. They didn't control themselves neither. And they wasn't adult enough to come and talk like a human being. They worked with me for 2 years. And then out of nowhere, wow, I'm suddenly condoning it. So I figured they condone it too, right? See how messed up this is? See what cowards really do? But yet these women want to cry about all the violence that goes on in society, huh? Maybe you should look at your own actions. You didn't investigate my channel. No way. You didn't investigate anything I was doing. No way. You couldn't have. Because you took my message and flipped it upside down. And said something I never said. And tried to make it look like I condone it. So I figured maybe I should make it look like you condone killing that little girl so that you can see what it feels like. The difference is I'm publicly doing it and I'm publicly making sure that everybody knows I'm not serious. And I would never attack you and say that you condone that like you done me.